Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. This is the first video of a new series I'm going to be making, and it will be a guide to all the Burning Crusade dungeons. I will make them like as you would progress through the dungeons while leveling. So the first one to go through is Hellfire Ramparts. You can see here I'm in Hellfire Peninsula and about to fly into the Hellfire Ramparts. That's the entrance. Once we get inside, I will show you a little map of the dungeon. Hellfire Ramparts is a dungeon made out of 3 bosses. It's a small dungeon, not too hard to get through. The first boss you always have to do first, but the second and third you can do in any order. So yep, you can decide later which one you want to do first and which one you want to do last. A smart thing to do before you go into the dungeon is pick up the dungeon quest. For Alliance you can pick up the quest in Honorhold, and for the Horde you can pick up the quest in Trollmar. It's the quest to kill all the 3 bosses of the dungeon. They all drop the item, and once you're done you can pick one of these 4 items. Because this is the first dungeon in the new expansion, I'm pretty certain all these items will be a pretty decent upgrade for you. These are the 4 quest items, so if you want to take a good look at them you can pause the video here and just decide which one you want to pick. Here we are heading up to the first boss. Because I'm clearing this in retail, I can walk through the mobs right away, but of course you normally have to clear this. You can be completely safe and clear both sides, or you can only clear the left side and keep the boss over there. You can see the boss over there in the corner. He's got 2 ads with him. The ads heal, so it's the usual tactic to kill the ads first. Later in the expansion people will get better gear and just better at the game. So they will probably be able to deal more damage, and the viable tactic will probably just be to rush the boss. But the safe tactic is always to clear the ads first, so they cannot heal the boss. They can also be interrupted during the fight, so make sure to spread the focus and put somebody who can interrupt on each ad. This is the loot that the boss drops. Just like before, if you want to take a look at it, just pause the video. Okay, so we go on to the next boss. Here I'll just fast forward it a little bit because there's not much to see here. Just clear the mobs here. This pack is all ranged. And then here you got this platform. It's got a couple of groups. Remember that it does have some patrols, so it's best to pull back into the hallway that you came from first until you're done clearing, yeah, whenever you dare to go on the platform. Like I said earlier, you can choose here which boss you want to do first. On one side is Nazan and on the other side is Omar. It doesn't really matter which one you do first, the loot is always the same and it's just a matter of preference. In this run I choose to do Omar first because I always do him first. But like I said, not really a reason, just a matter of preference. This boss is also pretty easy. It might be a little bit hard when you just start out and you get shitty gear, and that's because he does overall group damage, but as soon as you have some pieces of gear, at least a healer, it shouldn't really be a problem to keep each other up. Yeah, it's just a matter of spreading out. Throughout the fight you will spawn some ads, so kill those ads and just continue the fight. Make sure the boss dies before you do, and you should be fine. And once again, here are the pieces that the boss drops. If you want to take a longer look at it, you know what to do. So then we move on to the final boss. This boss has 2 phases basically. One very short phase where the rider on the dragon jumps off his back and starts attacking you first. As soon as the rider is close to that, the dragon will descend and will start attacking you too. While the dragon is in the air, he will spit fire on the platform, so make sure to not stand in the fire, the damage is pretty big. Once the dragon descends, it's also important to face the dragon away from the group. So as a tank, make sure to face him away, or he will fire breathe down the group and deal a lot of damage. During the second phase he will also spit fireballs, so keep paying attention to it, but as long as you get out of it, it shouldn't really be any problem. The boss doesn't drop any loot. Well, of course they drop the quest item, but as you can see, and I will also pick up the loot later, the chest behind the boss, this is where you pick up the loot. The loot table on this chest is pretty big, so I spread it out over 2 screens. Same as before, if you want to take a look at it, just pause it for a while and decide which one you want to take. Always important when you're done looting here is to not forget to loot the boss, because he still drops the quest item. The quest item is not in the chest. For the way back, as most dungeons in the Burning Crusade, there's a nice little shortcut. You don't have to walk all the way back, you can just jump down here to the right, as you will see in a second. And there is the dungeon. Right here you see the quest mob, but that's only because this is in retail, and in the Burning Crusade the quest mob will not be here. Like I said at the start, the quest mob will be in Trollmar for the Horde and in Honor Old for the Alliance. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something and that this guide will at least be a little bit useful to you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.